If you're holding Bitcoin Cash, then you're definitely going to want to hear what I have to say on today's video. Bitcoin Cash is about to hard fork. If you're newer to the cryptocurrency space, you may have no idea what a hard fork is and what that means to your digital assets. Hi, this is Jeff with the HODL Report. Join me on today's video as we explore the hard fork of Bitcoin Cash with your cryptocurrency. So I'm not going to get overly technical in this video. I want to make it as simple as possible so we can all understand. But let's start this off. Think of a hard fork, kind of like a spin-off from the original. So a fork can really occur based on the fact that there's two differing schools of thought within the functionality or process of the blockchain. So when you have two different opinions that are in conflict, meaning they can really no longer exist on the same blockchain because their ideas are so drastically different, at that point then they decide to split off and they'll diverge, and that's the hard fork. So from one you'll get two different digital assets on two different chains, so really two different blockchains. Now, if we go back to August 1st of 2017, at that same time, there were two different schools of thought within Bitcoin, and it had to do with the block size based on scalability reasons of the blockchain that of Bitcoin, basically. And so, based on these differing schools of thought, as of August 1st of 2017, Bitcoin Cash was born from Bitcoin. So when the hard fork occurs, so let's say you were holding Bitcoin at the time of that hard fork, you actually benefit from equal amounts of the newly forked digital asset. So if you held one Bitcoin, one BTC on August 1st of 2017, when the hard fork occurred, you'd have one BTC and one BCH. Now, in order for that to happen, you actually have to hold your digital asset on an exchange that will actually support the fork. So if the exchange you have the digital asset on does not support the hard fork, and so there's really no way then for you to get the Bitcoin Cash. And in some instances, they'll track back and say, well, you've owned this wallet and you had the Bitcoin in it, and so I think there was a way to retroactively benefit from the Bitcoin Cash. I could be mistaken. In this instance right now, so we're talking about Bitcoin Cash. So there's really a few things that we need to know regarding the Bitcoin Cash. So number one, do you currently hold Bitcoin Cash? Maybe there's some out there that'll want to go and buy Bitcoin Cash so they can then benefit from the fork. I don't know if that's such a good idea. Who knows what's going to happen with the value of Bitcoin Cash. Right now, we've seen it spike. Is it going to continue to go up when it does fork, or when it forks, are we going to see Bitcoin Cash come back down? So you might end up with a Bitcoin Cash and a Bitcoin Cash 2, but, you know, again, we don't know what the value is going to end up being. So, but if you do hold Bitcoin Cash, then you're still going to get a Bitcoin Cash and a Bitcoin Cash 2, whatever the name is, when it goes through the fork. So if you hold it, then you definitely want to be able to take advantage of this hard fork. Now, there's a few exchanges that are currently supporting the hard fork of Bitcoin Cash to whatever this new Bitcoin Cash, let's call it 2. So right now you have Coinbase Pro, and Binance have all acknowledged that they'll be supporting the fork. So in order for you to get this new Bitcoin Cash 2, for every Bitcoin Cash that you have, so for every BCH that you hold, you need to make sure that your BCH is being held on a wallet that is on Binance, Coinbase, or Coinbase Pro. Now, this hard fork is going to occur on November 15th. I'm not sure exactly what the time is. I believe it was around 11 a.m. I could be completely mistaken about that. But what I do know, based on what has been written on Coinbase, is that you need to have your Bitcoin Cash on the Coinbase or Coinbase Pro exchange no later than 8 a.m. on November 15th. If you want to be safe, then you probably should move your Bitcoin Cash over to Coinbase on the 14th. Do it the day before. Make sure that the transaction gets completed. We've seen the time delays on moving Bitcoin and Ethereum and others. You don't want to get caught out there when all of a sudden it's going to take, I don't know, 24, 48 hours to move your Bitcoin Cash. It gets held up because for whatever reason. So really, you're better off. Right now, we have some time, right? So we have about a week to prepare for this. So let's prepare in advance. If you have your Bitcoin Cash, if you want to take advantage of the hard fork, then you definitely want to go through this process. If you don't want to take advantage of the hard fork, then I guess it doesn't really matter. Now, keep in mind that during this hard fork process, all movement of BCH will be frozen on those various exchanges. So if you have it on Binance, you're not going to be able to take your BCH off of Binance until the hard fork has completed the process. Same thing with Coinbase, same thing with Coinbase Pro. I believe there's a number of other exchanges that will accommodate, but these are the only ones right now that have officially acknowledged that they will be supporting the hard fork. Now, if we look at where Bitcoin Cash is, so Bitcoin Cash has had a nice spike, whether it's from the upcoming hard fork, but about a week ago, we saw Bitcoin Cash, trading in the low 400s. As of actually just yesterday, it was trading over 600. I believe today it might have been trading over 600, but when I last looked, it was just under 600, around 593, 594. So it's definitely settling around that $600 mark. But you've seen a nice spike, almost a $200 spike in Bitcoin Cash as we get closer to the fork. Again, who knows what's going to happen? You might get a fork. Maybe it slips back to 400. Maybe it continues to go up. I don't know what the value of this Bitcoin Cash 2 is going to be. But again, if you move it, you've got nothing to lose. You're going to get 1 for 1. You're going to get an extra Bitcoin Cash 2. Even if it's worth $1, you make an extra $1 for doing nothing, basically. So I think it's pretty straightforward at this point. Hopefully you understand what this hard fork means. So before I wrap up today's video, I do want to share a quick note. Actually, before I get into, before I wrap up today's video, just want a quick reminder, if you enjoyed today's video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, leave some comments. Again, I wasn't getting technical, so if you want to critique or throw any comments out there about any technical aspect of it, go ahead. But my point wasn't to be technical, but we definitely appreciate any technical related comments to why this is all happening. I think would be great, a great addition to the comments. So before we sign off, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not giving you any kind of financial advice on this video. If I am going to give you any advice, though, let it be this: do your own research, invest only what you can afford, invest only what you can afford to lose, and don't buy or sell based on the FUD or FOMO that's spread online. With that, I definitely look forward to seeing you on my next video. I've got a great topic that I'm working on. I'll be rolling that out in a few days, hopefully. And until then, keep hodling your crypto.